Hello again to the -2 people that watch my videos. I found that a lot of untouched things went by in my last video of how to kind of deal with anxiety, and I haven't touched on quite a lot of things actually that might be more important than the stuff that I did mention in that video. So it did take me a while to figure these things out because my mind kind of analyzes it from every corner, like every perspective before I come up with a conclusion. And I just wanted to say one of the main causes that people worry and people get frustrated with life is because things change. And I know that is obvious because things can't stay the same. But as humans, we are conditioned to believe that change is bad, and change will result in bad things. Because, let's say we've had a bad experience with it, or let's say that we think that the past was better. This is a whole topic, and yes, I have been reading Aristotle lately, but change is kind of the whole point of life. It's that nothing will ever stay the same, and this is just kind of cyclical, or it's just like in the nature of physics, things don't stay the same. Even nature, even the seasons, which are known to be the most static thing, the most repetitive things in nature, they don't stay the same. Not every winter is the same year by year. Same with every summer. Things change all the time. But we as humans have difficulty accepting that because we get so adapted to the way things are that we can't bear to see anything change. And this is what causes our internal suffering. But we as humans have difficulty accepting that because we get so adapted to the way things are that we can't bear to see anything change. And this is what causes our internal suffering. But let me tell you something. As much as change can bring you unpleasant things, change can also bring you really exciting opportunities. One thing that I'm going to say that it's kind of very, you may not believe in it, but it's kind of spiritual. So the universe and everything around you, all of the spiritual energy around you, is always affirmative. So whatever you say to yourself, the universe will only agree with it. So if you say that my life is bad, my life is rough, nothing is going to get better, then the universe will only affirm that. The universe will only say, yes, your life does suck, and yes, nothing is ever going to get better. And that's just the affirmative nature of everything. But approach it from a different point. And if you say, I like being alive. Life is really bountiful, and I'm grateful for the things that I have. The universe will also affirm that. And in turn, with that affirming, you will begin to kind of appreciate what you have more. And it's cliche to say appreciate what you have because other people don't. But I guess it's only when people go through hardships that they realize how much they really have, how much of a support circle they may have, or even how much they themselves are powerful, and how you yourself didn't get dragged down by that one small thing. And that's when you realize how, valuable, I guess, your existence is. Because existence is valuable. The chances of you being alive on this planet today is the chance that somewhere in the solar system there's able to be life. The sun is at a perfect distance from the earth so that the earth can sustain life. And with that life on the earth came intelligent beings, came human beings. And those human beings, which originally started out as very few, reproduced, and there was many. And it's the chance that all of your ancestors met, and all of them had children, and all of their children met their husbands or wives, and that the chances that they had children, and so on and so forth. until your parents met and your parents stayed together and your parents chose to conceive you. That is the chance, that is the probability of you being alive today, which is 0.000, a lot of zeros. Just the fact that you're here alive today is not just something that you should go about being like, oh wow, you know what, life's not that great, because the universe will only affirm that. I guess what I'm trying to say is, lastly, before I go off on a tangent, which I tend to do, whenever you are faced with change, you can go about it in a few ways. You can sit there and mope. And I know people, like, everyone's going to do that at the beginning. It's just nature for you to not accept change and to push it away and be like, no. But the time will come for you to accept it, and your mind is just going to click in the right place. It's literally going to feel like your brain clicked in the right place. And you're just going to be like, oh, well, I'm glad that happened. Because, believe it or not, everything does happen for a reason. And maybe not in the literal way, like, when you think of, like, the butterfly effect, that movie was just tripped out. But everything does happen so that it can lead up to another thing. And those things that all led up to something eventually lead you to your purpose. And don't think that you don't have a purpose, because with the slim chance of 0.000 whatever that you are alive here today, you must have a purpose. So listen to me. I know I'm sitting here, I have a bunch of weird crap on my walls, I have blue hair, and I just look plain weird. But I'm gonna need you to trust me, because everyone has been through something that got them to where they are now. So, trust me when I say that if you go through any kind of change, whether it be something that you weren't expecting or something that you were expecting and you just don't want to accept, you have to accept it no matter how hard it is. Because the past is only now just an illusion. Nothing exists but the present. The past was like a fleeting moment that can now just exist through your memories and like experiences. The future doesn't exist at all. The future is just a series of predictions we make with that which we already know and have experienced. Neither the future nor the past exists. The present exists, and everything you make out of the present will in turn lead to future actions and consequences. Believe it or not, karma does exist. Whether you want to look at it in a religious way or just in a cause and effect way, karma it is a thing that exists, and I live by it. And if you don't know what karma is, I'm sure that most of you do, but it's basically saying that everything that you do, or every action that you take, will lead to something else. So, for example, if you did something good to someone, then your karma, that good energy is going to transfer over to like maybe other people's actions, or your own, or lead you to further your good actions. You know what I'm saying? Also, oppositely, if you do something bad, like not even bad, but if you just produce something of negative energy, like if you're mean to your friend, or if you purposely piss someone off, that karma will come back to you in the form of either you being angry at yourself, or that person that you were mean to going off to be mean to someone else. It's just a long chain. If you resist change, if you go to it negatively, your karma will only push you away from good things. However, if you embrace it with open arms, if you despite the fact that you are not okay with this change, if you continue being kind and generous and honest to other people, and you don't let yourself be affected by it, that karma will also take you to other good actions. So my kind of law is that the other day I was really upset because my friend did something that I was not prepared for, and I in turn had to kind of like put up with what she did that I didn't want her to do. I could have gone about it negatively. I could have sat there and given her the cold shoulder for the rest of the day, or I could have, I knew she had good intentions, so I could have brushed it off and continued on with my day, laughing and making other people feel happy. And that's what I did. And that karma of brushing it off and leaving people happier is what brought me to my good mood for the rest of the day. Control your moods. I know it's hard, but do try to control them. Be aware of your own actions. And not all change is bad, because if something good has happened and then something good's happened, so that means even better things are coming your way. For example, you just lost a really good friend. You graduated high school, for example, and you really liked high school. You'll move on to bigger and better things. You will find more friends who understand you, and that perhaps understand you more than that past friend. And you will go on to a college or a university or wherever else, and that will make you happy if you confront it with open arms. I know my thoughts are kind of jumbled, but I live by 3 things. Change is going to happen whether you want it to or not, with everything and anything, to yourself and to others, to people around you, etc., etc. So with that change, you have to accept it, and with that acceptance, you have to embrace it with open arms. And these are the 3 things that will get you through a lot of things in life, and they may be hard depending on the type of change, but in turn, it does lead your karma to good places. So, I just wanted to end with that, and hope you all have a good day, night, week, month, the rest of the year.